Hello Libra, and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, looking at your connection to the person that you are dealing with and needing to learn the most from right now. We're looking at all three sides of the connection, your energy toward it, their energy toward it, and the energy in between it, the concept being that there are three sides to every story. So we're looking at your version of the truth, their version of the truth, and this higher level unbiased truth in the middle. This middle section purpose is looking at what is the deeper purpose of this connection and what is the best way for you to move forward in order to align further with your higher self and ultimately attract the relationships that you're truly deserving of. As I do in all of my readings, I've pulled the overall energy and clarified those messages, as well as the overall theme for the reading, which we'll jump into in just a second. But we still have a different tarot deck we'll be using for each side of this connection, as well as the advice deck that I'll be using to close out the reading within the extended. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. Last thing, please remember that these are general readings. They are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So please remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and leave what does not. On that note, these energies can be swapped, so this whole reading can be reversed. If that is the case for you, that's totally fine and totally normal. Again, the point of these readings is to take what helps your situation and leave the rest. All right, Libra, let's see what we have going on here. On your side of this connection, you have triggers with the Three of Swords. Painful energy coming from your side here, Libra. I feel like this connection has really kind of put you through it. I feel like I've been saying that about your, like, some connection that you guys have been dealing with, like just Libras have been going through it with somebody. Now, I like this triggers card because if you look at this, it's kind of reflecting a little bit, but this to me looks like an iceberg. And so, yeah, there's triggers, but I feel like there's so much more going on below the surface. Like this is pointing you in the direction maybe of like a deeper issue or something that needs to be healed. And I feel like the reason that this connection has been so painful is because there is a deeper purpose, because there is a reason that you've attracted this person into your life and that this is kind of playing out the way that it is. This person there are other priorities with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. So this person isn't prioritizing this connection, and I don't feel like they're like acting from a place of commitment. I feel like that might be what's so triggering for you, is you do kind of feel this person's wishy-washy energy, because that's what I feel from them is, I don't feel like they're really prioritizing you or the connection in the way that you deserve. And there doesn't seem to really be this level of commitment that you desire. And I feel like the reason for that, because the overall theme for the reading is veiled, so it almost kind of feels like this person's wearing a little bit of a mask. I don't know where this kind of lack of commitment is coming from. And even if you have been with this person for a really long time, or like if you're married to this person, I feel like you still feel this lack of commitment, like this person being 1 foot in, 1 foot out, or just not fully being in the connection, if that makes sense. And hopefully we can kind of dive deeper into what is going on there. Now, in between this connection, you have unlocked potentials with the Two of Cups. So this is interesting because I feel as if this is unlocking your potential to be able to love and be loved in the way that you desire. And that's why this connection has such a deep purpose. Now, this Two of Cups to me, yes, it represents love, and yes, it can represent, union between you and another person, but I really feel the Two of Cups is union of self first, learning how to be your own best partner, learning how to love yourself first, learning how to be for yourself what you're looking for in another person. And I almost feel like this connection's purpose, I'm not going to say it for sure yet, we'll have to dive into tarot, but I feel like this connection's purpose is to push you into that role of needing to be, like, if you're not being chosen, kind of needing to choose yourself. And sometimes, those connections that force us to do that can be the most painful ones that we experience, but they're also the ones that help us get to a place of being able to attract the love that we've been looking for. And so and that's why I feel like this is talking about kind of unlocking potentials, because I feel like it's unlocking this potential for you to be able to kind of break old cycles, break out of old dynamics, and attract the love that you're really looking for. But let's start with your side of this connection here. This is for Libra, looking at triggers with the Three of Swords. is Libra side of this connection to the person they're dealing with. So you are investing. Yeah, because there's the 7 of Pentacles with the 9 of Pentacles. You are giving a lot of energy toward this. And I feel, here's the 9 of Pentacles. You very much, you look at this person as wish fulfillment. You look at this person as kind of like almost what you've been looking for in a way. Like maybe you feel as if you finally found your person, or in some way it feels like this person mirrors what you thought you wanted. And so that's why I feel you've given so much to this, is you're like, yes, this is what I want to make this work, and you're willing to do whatever it takes to do that. And I feel where kind of the pain is really stemming from is you not understanding why the other person isn't, right? Because you have the 7 of Pentacles upright, they have it in reverse. You're willing to commit, you're willing to give this your all, you're willing to do what it takes to make it work, and they're not. And that has you kind of going, well, is it me? Like, am I not good enough? Is there something wrong with me? Like, why are they not choosing this? Or why are they not showing up for this? And it kind of has you really in your head. Libra side of this connection. Libra side of the connection. Ooh. 2 of Swords. I feel like you're at a crossroads. You're at a crossroads with this connection. I feel like you don't really know what the right thing to do is. Because on one hand, you're like, I see so much potential in this. I really care about this person. I really want to make this work. I've put in a lot of energy and effort already. I see what this could be. And you don't want to miss out on that potential, right? Don't want to miss out on what is possible. But then on the other hand, I feel like this has just been so painful and difficult for you to handle that it's almost like you're like, I don't know if I can do this anymore. So there's this level of, I really want to make this work, but then this other level of, I don't know if I have it in me, because you've kind of been a little bit put through the ringer here in this connection. So, having a decision to make, kind of at a crossroads, definitely experiencing some painful emotions and just in general, like these feelings of like, why does this person not see what they'd be missing out on, kind of thing, but I feel like there's more to the story, which is kind of the purpose of why I do these readings. So Libra side of this connection to the person they're dealing with. Ooh, yeah, there's the, gosh. See, yeah, this lack of reciprocation you're getting is freaking painful. And it almost feels like a betrayal to you. Maybe there was an actual betrayal, that could very much have happened. Now, if that's the case, you already know about it because it's showing up in your energy. But aside from that, I feel like it feels like a betrayal that you're willing to give so much and show up for this and make this work, and this other person like isn't matching that energy. And that feels, and maybe in the beginning it wasn't that big of a deal. You're like, yeah, whatever, I'm willing to kind of pull the weight right now. Maybe this person was busy, or they had a lot going on, or they had these excuses, and you're kind of willing to put up with those, navigate through those. But now it's kind of become the dynamic, and every little time I feel like it hurts a little bit more. Every time they don't show up when they say they're going to, call when they say they're going to, every time they kind of brush you off or make you feel unimportant, those times start to, it's like each one is a knife, and it's just like one knife after the other. And that's why I feel like you've gotten to this point where you're like, I don't know if I can do this anymore. I don't know if I can pick myself up from this and continue on, not knowing if you're going to help me or if you're going to continue to, sounds a little dramatic, but like stab me in the back. And I feel like that, yeah, that's really hard here. And I feel like that it's kind of like it's kind of like the universe is asking you to choose what's best for you. But before you can do that, you have to figure that out for yourself. And I feel like that's what makes this so hard, is there's a part of you that's like, is this person what's best for me? When things are good, they're good. Or when they were good, they were good. Maybe they were better in the beginning than they are now. So I feel like you're having a hard time figuring out what is best for me here. What is the best thing for me to do? And I don't know. Hopefully this reading can provide you with a little bit of clarity, because I do definitely get this feeling of just like coming from your side, just kind of beat down energy here. Okay, this person, as there are other priorities with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, this is this person's energy toward Libra. Now they have this veiled energy. Now I feel like both of you maybe are wearing a mask a little bit. Almost maybe as if you're wearing this mask of pretending that you're good, like you can handle this, everything's fine. And then, I don't know. Let's get more on this person's energy. So, what does Libra need to know about this person's energy toward them? Ooh, okay. Well, first thing, you're showing up in their energy right here is the Empress. Four of Cups in reverse, Ten of Pentacles in reverse. I mean, this is this energy of them straight up taking you for granted here. With the Four of Cups in reverse, it's almost like focusing on what doesn't matter. Focusing on what doesn't matter. Focusing on things that don't matter, that don't provide them with value, yet they're prioritizing them. And all this while, you're here kind of like, I'm here to help, I'm here to love you, I'm here to care about you. And they're just like, I don't know why though. Because it's not, I don't think it has anything to do with like you and your energy. I feel like we'll uncover a little bit of what's going on here. You could also be dealing with a fire sign, because I saw the Queen of Wands over here and then we have the King of Wands here. So you could be dealing with a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You don't have to be, but it just feels like this person is prioritizing things in their life that, like, at the end of the day, don't really matter. And in the process of prioritizing those things, you're just getting left. It's like they're taking you for granted. They're taking your energy for granted. And it's like, but why? This is you obviously love and care about this person very much. So why are they undervaluing? Because that Ten of Pentacles is like this energy of needing to show more gratitude for the things in your life, like not having, basically undervaluing the good in your life. And with it clarifying, that Empress card, it's just like almost as if they're not valuing you to the extent that you deserve to be valued. And I feel like every time, like even just little things happen that make you feel undervalued, it's starting to hurt more and more. And maybe that's why with this trigger here, maybe you're getting upset at little things, but it's because there's so much more going on below the surface here. Maybe they leave a dish in the sink and you're like gonna lose your mind about it. But what's really going on is you feel very alone in the relationship. You feel like you're the only one, taking care of things or taking care of you, and and taking care of them even, and that can be very challenging for everyone involved. So let's see. Let's get more. What does Libra need to know about this person's energy toward them? It just feels like they're not committed. And I'm not saying that this is not a reading of me being like, oh, they're cheating on you, because that's not what I'm saying. It's just as if like maybe they're prioritizing their job or their like material endeavors or how they look to other people. Like they're more concerned about that than they are about having like a healthy connection or something. I don't know. Those are the first kind of things that come to mind when I'm like, things that don't really matter. Not that work doesn't matter, but you think about those things that like what you leave behind when you do leave this earth. Is you're going to leave behind the love that you give and the impact that you make in people's lives, right? You're not going to, no one's really going to remember all the stuff that a lot of people have a tendency to prioritize. I don't know why I went off on that tangent. Anyway, okay, this person's energy toward Libra. It just feels like they're not focused on the right things. And it's almost like, but I almost don't feel like they would even be able to prioritize these other things if it weren't for you, in a way. It's almost like you're supporting them, or like they wouldn't have the opportunity to prioritize these other things if it weren't for you doing all this stuff for them. They're definitely in this energy of defensiveness. They have this wall up. They're very much keeping you at a distance here. Keeping you at a distance. I don't know why, though. Like, where is all this stemming from? That's the goal. I'm trying to kind of figure out this person's energy toward Libra. Where is all of this stemming from? 3 of Cups in reverse to the 3 of Pentacles, so they're withdrawn. So what's the 3 of Pentacles talking about? There's some sort of energy intervening here. Some sort of energy intervening with this connection. I don't know, like a third party of sorts. I'm not saying they're cheating on you. I feel like that's where everyone's mind goes, right? The worst case scenario. It feels like there's, something that's being prioritized. It's intervening with this connection. And I feel like you know about it. Again, it could be job, a parent, religious factors, it could be so many different things. But that's why because they're withdrawn. They're very withdrawn from this. It's like distracted by, and all this while taking you for granted. Now I feel like if you pulled back your energy, they would be like, whoa, what the hell? Because it's almost as if, because you've been supporting them so much, your energy is very much supporting. Because you're showing up in their energy as the Empress, kind of this, yes, it's Libra energy, but also just a very nurturing, compassionate, caring kind of energy that they're taking for granted. I don't know. Let's just keep going. All right, this person, or Libra's energy toward the person they're dealing with. This is complicated. Libra's energy toward this person. Because you're being a very good partner to them. You're definitely picking up your slack your side of the connection, like your slack, your side and their slack. It's like you're kind of feels like you're in this connection alone. Like to you, that's what it feels like. Libra's side of this connection. Libra side of the connection. There's the 3 of Swords. King of Pentacles in reverse. King of Cups in reverse. Tower and the 3 of Pentacles. With the 2 of Cups here. Because we just saw that 3 of Pentacles, right? So so you do know whatever this third party said, like there's been, I don't know if there's been like arguments over it or what, but whatever this is, like you're fully aware of it. It's like, you know that there's something intervening in this connection. Addiction, mental health issues, it could be anything. And it feels like, because the same 3 of Swords, right? It feels like this same heartbreak over and over again. It doesn't feel like this is like a new thing. It feels like it's something that keeps happening here. King of Pentacles in reverse and King of Cups in reverse. It's interesting because it's like you're showing this person the kind of love that you would like do anything to have. You know, if you are just looking for someone to love you in the way that you are loving this person. But it's interesting because in the process of giving out all of that love to this person, you're not getting any from them, and so much of the energy that you have is being given to them that you don't even have any left over for yourself. So you're looking for this love that you're giving while all the while not experiencing it and continuing to kind of sacrifice, and just no wonder you're having such a hard time with this. And there's that King of Wands again. This is for Libra's side of the connection. There's the Three of Cups in reverse. This is... Because I don't know. This person has made you feel very alone in this connection. I kind of already said that a little bit, but this is like the message we're getting about it. This person makes you feel very alone, almost as if, like, if this is a romantic connection, it feels like you're single. Like, I just don't feel like you feel supported because they're so withdrawn. And the reason that I'm saying it that way is because you are committed here with the Seven of Pentacles. You are committed. They're not. They're withdrawn, which is making you feel very alone, very disconnected. So, I mean, what else does Libra need to know here? There's the Knight of Cups in reverse. There's that triggered energy. See, I don't feel like things have always been like this in this connection. I feel like things used to be in this sun energy, like happy and promising and bright, and now it's like it used to be sunny, and now it's like cloudy and raining and painful. And I feel like so much of the energy you're putting into this is trying to get back to this. You're trying to get back to when things were good. Or, no, that's what it feels like. Like, in the beginning, things were really good, and now you're spending your time trying to get back to it. But yeah, since then, it's like this person is slowly, over time, taking you more and more for granted. And now you're in this energy of just not feeling like this person values you at all, and certainly isn't showing up in that way. So let's keep going, because I feel like there's more. I don't know. This person's energy toward Libra. Like, I mean, the third party, it could be something as silly as like video games. Like, I'm not saying it's another person. It just feels like they're just prioritizing distraction more than presence and commitment. This person's energy toward Libra. I feel like when you bring up the way that this person hurts you, they get very defensive. When you bring it up, it's like they get very defensive. It's almost like you can't get through to them. You can't, like, your pain in this connection is being invalidated. Like, they're not willing to see the way that they're affecting you. Which, if you take anything from this reading, I want it to be that the way that you feel is valid, okay? And you never need anybody else to validate the way that you feel in order for it to be important to the conversation. Now, when somebody lacks, self-awareness, emotional awareness, the ability to kind of self-reflect and look at their role in things, that's where defensiveness starts to come out. When you're dealing with someone, that's where you're never going to be able to communicate with someone who is always coming from a place of defensiveness, because their insecurity is always going to be the driving force of their actions, reactions, words. And I feel like in this connection, you've been trying. I feel like you've very much been trying, just from your energy. Now maybe you've pulled back a little bit, since it just feels like the more that you try, the less this person seems to respond. But I feel like the biggest thing you need to know in this reading is that, I used to experience this a lot in connections that I had, where I'd come to them with a problem. I don't feel like we're connecting emotionally, or I feel like I can't communicate with you, or whatever the case is. And the other person would respond with things along the lines of, why are you complaining all the time? Nothing is ever good enough for you. You always, like, almost as if like putting down the way that I felt and getting very defensive and turning it around on me and saying these problems that I have, the way that I feel, they're a burden. It's a problem. It's basically like, oh, that's your problem kind of thing. And I very much learned over time that those people don't have the emotional awareness and tools to be able to appropriately work through a connection. It's the people that tell you that you're too much, or you're asking for too much, or you require too much. When in reality, that's not true. And I don't want you to ever, Libra, allow anybody in your life, romantic connections or otherwise, to make you feel that way about yourself, to make you feel like your needs, your emotions, your requirements when it comes to feeling safe and loved, that is never too much, okay? Now, if you're dealing with someone who isn't willing to see that, that's where I feel you have this decision to make, to be able to make this decision that is best for you, and be willing, but before you can make a decision that's best for you, you have to be willing to validate your own feelings and say, I am deserving of someone showing up for me, commitment, being chosen, being loved, being respected, whatever you feel you're lacking from this person. Because if you don't feel deserving of those things, you're never going to make the decision that's best for you, because you're going to second guess what that is, because you're second guessing whether or not you're deserving of the things that you're asking for. I hope that makes sense, because this person's defensiveness toward you, especially when you bring up issues, is not a reflection of a lack of your value. It is a reflection of a lack of their willingness to self-reflect and grow. And that right there is going to butt heads with your willingness to do whatever it takes to make the connection work, because anyone who isn't willing to self-reflect and grow is never going to be able to sustain a healthy connection until they're able to get to that point of doing things. And so, I don't know, I just feel like some of you out there just really need to hear that your feelings are valid. This person isn't, no one, but especially this person, is not in charge of what you are deserving of. And if they're unwilling to show up for you in the way that you require, even if you know that they're capable of it, that is because they lack the ability to do so, not because you are deserving of the kind of treatment that you're receiving in this connection. And I feel like it's so vitally important that you know that. I feel like I just feel like that's such an important message for you. in this reading. Okay, let's get more of this person's energy toward Libra, because I want to know more about this veiled. Two of Pentacles, imbalanced priorities, control. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and just do it. I don't really do this. Can I clarify this veiled energy, this veiled card? Because I feel like it applies. Clarify this veiled card for the overall theme of this reading. It's more like a blindfold than it is a veil. It's like, because you have Seven of Pentacles upright with the Six of Cups. You're still seeing them through the lens of who they once were in this connection, of the way that they once showed up as. Now, one of the things we have to remember is in the beginning of connections, people are going to show up as their best selves. They're going to be, they want to make things work. Things are exciting. It's new. They're going to show up, as their best selves. But then eventually over time, they're going to settle into the energy and their true colors are going to come out. So here's the thing. Libra, you're a little bit blinded by the past in this connection, in the way that this person once did show up with the Seven of Pentacles. But now they have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. And so it almost feels like you're justifying your commitment, your overgiving, your self-sacrifice in this commitment or in this connection based on what they've shown up as in the past for you. And sometimes, when we cling to how things once were, we blind ourselves to how things currently are. So that's what this kind of feels like blinded by love, blinded by potential, blinded by who this person once showed up as in this connection. Because now, I don't know what's going on with them, to be honest. I don't know what is going on with this person, but I know that their priorities are all out of whack. They're not putting any energy towards things that matter. They're focusing on distraction. They're keeping people at a distance. They're being defensive. They're withdrawn. And honestly, they could just be going through a lot, right? But, it feels like this has been going on for longer than just a short period of time. Like it's starting to affect you now, right? Like this isn't fair energy for anybody. And anybody who's going through a lot shouldn't be taking it out on the one person who's supporting them the most. And I feel like that's ultimately what's happening here. This person's energy toward Libra. So you have a decision to make, and it's the need to make the decision that's best for you. But before you can do that, you've got to get in tune with what it is that you're deserving of and believe that you're worthy of those things when it comes to this connection. This person's energy toward Libra. I don't know what this is. Again, it could be addiction. It could be so many different things. I'm having such a hard time figuring out what this third party energy is because it just feels so unimportant to a happy, healthy life. But they're prioritizing it like crazy. It's like they don't know what they want. But I get this feeling that if they didn't have this connection, it would be a little bit of a wake-up call. They'd be like, oh, that was what I wanted. I don't know. It's wishy-washy energy for sure. They're not committed. And it doesn't have anything to do with your value. It just kind of feels like this person's, I'm not going to lie, is kind of being a little selfish. Like a very self-centered view of the world. And in this connection, like it's like their problems are more important than yours, their needs are more important than yours, and it feels like you're like, okay, yeah, sure, absolutely, I'm here for you, I love you, I want to show it for you, expecting for that to eventually get reciprocated, but then it just hasn't. I don't know, this person's confusing. They've got a confusing thing going on here, Libra. I can tell you deserve a hell of a lot more than this. A whole lot more, a hell of a lot more. But you gotta take that blindfold off. You gotta be willing to see things as they are, to see things not as this person once was or who they promised they could be, but as who they're showing up as in this connection. Because the way that you feel in this is so valid. And it feels as if you're second guessing whether or not that's the case. Like, I don't know where that's coming from. But in between this connection, you have unlocked potentials with the Two of Cups. I'm going to hop on over to the extended, looking at the deeper purpose of this connection and the best way for you to move forward in order to align further with your higher self. I'm going to pull 9 different messages, and then I have an advice card to close out the reading with at the very end. Thank you so much, Libra, as always, for your support of my channel. I do hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, Libra, I wish you nothing but love and healing on your journey moving forward. All right, bye, Libra.